Have you ever been drunk or high and came up with this truly amazing idea but then became sober and realized it wasn't as amazing as you thought it was? If so, what was the idea? While taking what I thought was acid and turned out to be a 25N bomb, I was beyond confident that I had not only finally understand the truest, deepest secret of the universe, but that I had distilled the idea into an image that could be drawn out. I was certain that with that image I could remember everything about the true universal secrets. When I came down an X200B, the next day I looked at the paper, and it was a line with a circle on each end, like a dumbbell. I have no idea what it means. One time I woke up in the middle of the night with an idea. A revolutionary idea. Something I needed to write down as fast as possible so I wouldn't forget. So I wrote it down and went back to sleep. I woke up, looked at the piece of paper, and all it said was, Pennzoil Mini Wheats. I've never quite figured out what I was thinking. King Kong but with a giraffe. I thought it would be practical if you would have a tag with your address written on it attached to your keys, so if you ever lost them they can be sent back. Seemed brilliant to me. Thieves might enjoy this idea as well. X-Acto spoon. It is an X-Acto knife, only a spoon. Sugar bags. Like tea bags but for sugar. Tea and 2 sugars? 1 tea bag. 2 sugar bags. As we were stoned as fuck. My cousin holding up an emptied tea bag filled with sugar and me trying to carefully tie it back up with a piece of cotton. My cousin disappointingly says, sugar cubes. What careers seem promising but are actually traps that people consistently waste their education opportunities on, either due to oversaturation or misconception. Conversely, what are some careers that are often overlooked but unexpectedly lucrative? Oversaturated, I'd have to say on a serious note, is most definitely real estate. Probably about any kind of artist. But in particular 3D. CG. Artist. Tons of art schools popped up selling degrees to be a video game artist or a chance to be an animator at Disney or something. Ended up oversaturating the market with low-quality portfolios that had no chance of ever getting into a major studio. Trap. Veterinarian. Debt of MD but fraction of the salary. Works if you don't have to pay for college and vet school. But not really logical if you do. Trap. Architect. Source. Architect. Janitors make more money than you might think. Painting houses. Honestly, the market is constantly saturated with cheap workers, so if you can get a reputation for quality work you can make a pretty penny. What do you suck at? My handwriting is terrible. Staying consistent with proper diet and exercise. Sitting still while listening to something I don't care about. Focusing. These days, they say every interruption clouds your mind for about 28 minutes. If I am distracted every 28 minutes, then I cannot focus at all. And it happens more often than that. I can't get my brain on the task it needs to do like I used to be able to. Producing insulin. Directions. Might have to do with having some of the most garbage working memory out there. Psychiatrists describe it as atrocious, lol. Babysitters. What's the most unsettling thing that's happened while you were babysitting? Serious. Asterisk asterisk attention. Serious. Tag notice asterisk asterisk. Asterisk. Jokes, puns, and off-topic comments are not permitted. https www.reddit.com/r/askreddit/wiki/index-wiki_rule_6- in any comment, parent or child, parent comments that aren't from the target group will be removed. along with their child replies. Asterisk report comments that violate these rules. Posts that have few relevant answers within the first hour. And posts that are not appropriate for the serious tag will be removed. Consider doing an AMA request instead. Thanks for your cooperation and enjoy the discussion. Asterisk I am a bot. And this action was performed automatically. Please contact the moderators of this subreddit. Message, compose, to equals, r, AskReddit. If you have any questions or concerns, asterisk. My sister was babysitting and I got a screaming panicked call from her. She was putting one child down for the night. A girl around 3, I think. And the little boy, around 6, stopped playing, grabbed a chair, unlocked the front door, and left the apartment. She was distraught. I told her to call 911 and I'd come help her with the toddler. When I got there, the police were talking to her and wrapping up. Thankfully, even though it was dark, 2 older women had been out for a walk and found him wandering down the sidewalk of one of the busiest roads in town. The weirdest thing is that the parents were completely unfazed. They apologized for not telling her he had done it before and wanted her to babysit again. My sister never babysat again. I occasionally watch my younger cousins when I want to earn some money. All 3 of them are below 6 years old, so it's already a hassle. But the youngest, around 2 years old, knows how to work every door handle and lock in the house. Last summer, when he was 1, he would just up and get his boots on and leave the house to go play outside. And my aunt lives in a very secluded area on a farm. Only a few other houses even somewhat close by with lots of fields and cows by their house. One time I was sitting in their living room when the kids were supposed to be sleeping and I went to check on the youngest and he wasn't in his bed and I flipped the fuck out. I was 12/13 at the time. And went to check the backyard and he had his blanket and sippy cup with him and had almost reached the cows when I got to him. Needless to say, I only watch those kids when I really need money. I found the mom's suicide note by accident. She didn't do it, but I was only 11 at the time and had no idea how to deal with it. I told my mom and can only assume she talked to her about it because I wasn't allowed over there anymore, but it was in the notebook she left notes for me in, so it wasn't like I was snooping. When I was in high school, I used to babysit for a family that had a glass door off their kitchen. And whenever I'd get something out of the fridge for the kids, I'd think to myself how scary it would be if someone was just standing there looking in. One night it was storming really bad and I went to get one of the kids a glass of milk and lighting flashed and a filthy man I'd never seen was standing there framed in the glass door staring in. I screamed and yelled for the kids to go hide. Of course they didn't listen and ran into the kitchen. Turns out it was their uncle stopping by to drop off something he had borrowed. He worked construction and had gotten quite muddy and was just going to leave whatever it was by the door, which is when I saw him. So it ended up being a case of nothing. But the terror I felt when the lightning lit him up was pretty intense. Babysitting my cousins when I was like approximately 10 and the 3 of them were less than 5. Babysitting is in quotes because their mom was home, but I was in charge of them in the bedroom. She was in the living room with my oldest cousin. I was playing with one of them when the youngest, about 2, started coughing, holding his neck. I clearly remember just standing there for 5 seconds. Stone cold, completely bewildered. I had no idea what to do. I just froze. Luckily my oldest cousin somehow heard the baby choking and he rushed in. He grabbed the baby and pulled a Barbie shoe out of his mouth. While I still stood there, shocked, I got an earful from my aunt and mom for nearly letting the baby die. I'll never forget it. I wasn't afraid. I wasn't scared. I didn't feel anything. Just froze. Let this be a lesson to never let 10-year-olds watch babies. They're just not equipped to deal with disaster. Or at least I wasn't.
Subscribe, my brothers.